Hello, longboarding mom. I am outside again. We are gonna barbecue some ribs today. It is about 10:30 in the morning. We're gonna get our barbecue ready. I'm gonna show you how to do the snake method. It takes about 4 hours to do these ribs. We're gonna smoke them and then barbecue them. So first I have to prepare the barbecue, get it ready. We're going to show you how to take that membrane off the ribs and get those ready, get them on the barbecue. It depends on what kind of barbecue you have, what kind of method you want to use and stuff. And I am just so happy that my husband and I learned how to do this last summer. You know, it was really hard because of all the surgeries we had to go through and everything. But it was really a blessing because we learned something new together, and it's fun doing it. It's like a new hobby and stuff, and you get good food out of it. So I enjoy doing this. You can buy a smoker. You can turn your old Weber barbecue into a smoker, which that's what we have done. And I love it. I love that we've had this barbecue since my son was a baby, and we use it every year. And now we've kind of recreated it into something new, and we get to do this year too. I told him I kind of wanted a new smoker, but I really like what I'm doing, and I know how to do it. It's a practice. It's something that you just don't do, you know. So that's why I've done the basket method for my chicken, because I need a higher temperature. The snake method is something that you can do for a longer period of time and at a lower temperature and stuff. So, but it just depends on what you're doing, what kind of barbecue you have and everything. This works for me, may not work for you, but we're going to show you how to do this today, and I'm excited. I love ribs. This is the third time already this year that I'm doing it. My husband's going to be like, ribs again, but I'm like, it's Rib Friday, so yes, ribs again. So noisy out here. Okay, so this was leftover from my chicken from the other day. Little dirty. We're just gonna clean this grate off. These are completely spent. There's like one or two that that didn't burn up and stuff, but we're gonna clean this out because I need to make a snake method around here. So let me go get all my tools and we'll show you how to do that. I cleaned out all of the old coals, all of the ash, cleaned out the bottom. I actually gotta wipe it a little better because that was from the chicken the other day. You need to put this one back down on top of that. This one we are going to put back down, and oh, we don't need that one down yet, because I got to put my coals in. But the position that I want this in, this one opens here, this one opens here. I'm going to put my thermometer on this side over here, because that's this, we're going to start the fire on that side, and it's going to snake around. Whoops, don't want to lose that. Okay. So I've got brand new coals, and you're gonna start it like this. I don't know. Can you see? You can't see. Hold on. Let me move you closer to the pit. The pit. There we go. Okay. Now you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to start the fire over here, but what we're going to do is set these up 2 down. If you want it hotter, you're going to lay more down, but we're only going to do like between 225 and 230 up to 250 is what I want. So you line these up and then you just put one on top afterwards. And I use Kingsford. These are Kingsford, just regular briquettes. I'm going to wash my hands when I'm done. You can use gloves if you don't want to get your hands dirty. And I actually don't use this whole thing. It only, 4 hours is like half of this. But I don't want to run out, so I always do a little extra. And when we are done, if I'm doing this correctly, my husband, I love him, he usually does this part. This is the dirty part. He does it for me. This is the part where I say we are at work as a team. I do the cooking and he sets it up. But he is at work and I told him I wanted to set it up. And I showed you guys how to start the barbecue before. So basically you're gonna set it up with some coals. You're gonna set it up and then you're just gonna dump it on and then it just ignites it. It's really cool. I love mornings when people are still, everyone's still sleeping, if you can imagine. And so it's quiet. You hear the roosters, you hear the turkey. There's a turkey nearby. Right now, the neighbor's dog's barking. They must have just let it out. Okay, so then we go like this and you just kind of set all the way around, one on top. And for the smoke, you put your wood on top of that. So you could do two days of ribs on this, actually. If you do it right. Get my squats in. Okay, so that's it right there. And then you take your little, this one I might cut smaller, but you take your wood and you just kind of stack it around, you know, definitely smaller, a little bit smaller piece on this one, but stack it around. And when it ignites, you can see the smoke coming out of, and I will show you all that. It's so cool to watch. So this is how I get it set up. We are going to go in, wash our hands, and get our ribs ready to go because we are going to put them on probably between 11 and 11:30ish. I like to eat by 5, so sometimes, you know, 5:30, it's okay, you know, if they're still on the grill. I'd rather have them done than not. I have everything I need for my ribs, I believe. These are, I don't know if that's fat or not, but anyway, St. Louis style pork spare ribs. I normally buy my ribs from Fred Meyer's, so we will see what these ones are like. I got sharp pair of scissors. I also have a sharp blade here to cut the fat off. I got my mustard. We're gonna shake that up really good. All my favorite seasonings, I'm gonna get those opened up. Kinder's Bourbon Peach, so good. This from favorite to least favorite. This one we will use sparingly because it is a mango habanero and it is very spicy. The mango, you can smell the mango, and oh, the mango in it is so So good. And then this one, I don't care that much for it, but the other stuff that I want to put on it, I ran out of. This is a competition, a rib rub, Big Mo Cason. If you watch all the barbecue shows and stuff, he's part of it. And the reason why I don't like this one is because they use some ingredients that I cannot pronounce. But one of the ingredients I do like in it is coffee. Coffee on barbecue is so good. So we are going to, and you can, if you want, use gloves because this is messy. I'm just going to throw my trash in the sink and we'll clean that up when we're done. If they're too juicy, you know, cut this open in the sink and then transfer it over to your cutting board. Like I said, if you don't like touching raw meat, you can use gloves. And they use gloves a lot during competition. I have some paper towels here. And the reason I've got this paper towel is because, well, let's get some of this fat cut off. I'm going to use the scissors for this big stuff here. So we're going to get most of this fat cut off of the bottom of these ribs. And there is a membrane. I don't know if you can see that. It peels off. And you want to get that. You don't have to take the membrane off. But if you want to flavor your ribs. And you don't eat that. And you eat the meat and stuff. So you want to get that meat flavored and stuff. So you want to peel that membrane off. And the easiest way, put that fat over there. The easiest way to do that is find the end that it's at and grab a piece of the paper towel and just kind of start tugging. So this is the weirdest. This rib is weird. I've never had this meat. I might cut that off. I've never had, this is the membrane right here, right? I've never had this meat here before. I'm telling you. So yeah, this membrane right here, kind of cut it, get it. Weird. I should have showed you guys with a rib last week that I did. It was perfect because it peeled off perfectly. Oh, there we go. I want to get in that. Get in that. And it just, the paper helps you. See, I'm telling you. When in doubt, just cut that sucker off. I'll just throw this on the grill. Throw that on the grill. I'm going to cut all that fat off, but I want to show you how to get that membrane because once you get it, I'm telling you, once you get it, I've never had this much problem before because I wanted to show you guys how to tear it off. So weird, I can't get it. Most of the membrane must be off. I just think. Huh, that's so weird. So weird. I can see it. That's that shiny stuff. You can see it. And you just. See, I'm just gonna tear right into it. See, it's peeling up now. But it works. This paper towel really helps. It's like a trick so that you can hold on to it. See? That's what I wanted. Expose the meat underneath. That's why I had extra paper towels there, because you never know how much you're going to use. There. So satisfying when it comes off whole. Ah, there we go. I don't know what the rest of this is. I'm going to cut all this fat off. That's meat. But, yeah, get in there and cut that fat. Cut that fat. Trim it up. That's right. I'm just going to cut that fat off and cook it with my... Yeah, I'm not a butcher, so don't make fun of my butchering skills. I'm still learning. Self-taught. Okay. A little fat's okay because it will, most of the fat will cook down in, but you don't want big chunks of fat, but like I said, most of it will cook down and helps make your meat moist. Now let's flip it over, see what kind of fat we have on this side. I'm gonna have to wash my hands and get a paper towel and clean up this blood off this. You want to kind of dry it off. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna kind of clean up a little bit. Get the blood off. And this is the side I am going to put on the heat. Basically, you do your mustard rub. That's why if you want to wear gloves, I don't know. I used to, things used to gross me out all the time. And, you know, like dishes. Oh, there's some fat in there I need to cut out. So, I'm not left-handed. So let me wash my hands, get this mustard off because I got to get that little fat off there. But finish my story. Okay. So when I was younger, trying to do dishes and stuff, like cleaning the sink out would gross me out, you know, and stuff like that. And so I just realized, you know, it's just food. You know, we eat this and you keep, that's a bone or something. A tendon? Hold on. Okay, so when I was a kid, doing the dishes would gross me out because the food, or, you know, cleaning up dirty plate or something, the food and everything on it. And as I got older, I realized it was just food. We're eating this stuff. So, okay, sprinkled generously. I'm going to do my favorite, which is the peach first. Not so much on this one because it is spicy. And then this one, because I don't have a lot, I'm going to make sure I can get some on the other side. More peach, more peach. Cover, cover. You want to cover generously, like a lot. Makes that crunchy crust. Ooh. And when I got older, you know, things like, I mean, it's still, things still gross me out. Like when I first started my job at the place I am now serving and stuff, I couldn't eat the first couple months. The bussing tables and how some people are really, really gross. How they leave their plates and their just everything. Ugh. So I couldn't eat, and then I lost a lot of weight, and so I realized, you know, I got to start eating something. The food here is delicious, and so I don't let people's food bother me anymore. I know it's weird. I don't use my hands to like scrape their plates or anything, but I can clean their plates and then later go eat, you know, wash my hands and go eat something. Of course, wash your hands. Okay. So once this is all said and done, I'm going to go out and start my fire. My husband came home and said it looks like a snake method to me. So yay. I have a hard time getting my edges here because they are the edges, but you want to flip it up on the edges and put some seasoning and stuff on that. But it's hard without, like, I mean, you miss the edge. Okay, edges. And this I'll show you exactly what we're gonna do. Gosh, yum. Ribs, I love ribs. We're gonna have ribs and rice and asparagus. Spring asparagus, yum. Okay guys, I got my snake method set up correctly. I got my chimney ready to go. Way less coals in it this time than I had last time, because last time I was starting the baskets. This time I'm going to start this little snake right here, and we're going to go this way. I've got all my wood set up on. I want everything ready to go is what I'm trying to say. So all my wood is set up over there. I've got applewood, mesquite, applewood, mesquite, applewood, and see that large block on the end? I am not going to use that block. It needs to be cut into smaller pieces. I found all those little pieces inside the bag in the box, and they are apple barbecue cooking chunks. I got the big box from Walmart. I think that mesquite I got from Bi-Mart or something. But I'm going to get some peach wood. If I can find it. You can't find it. You'll have to like order it off of Amazon or something. So I'm going to get this lit on my little barbecue over there and show you guys how to start it. probably not even going to need all of this wood. Like I said, it's going to start over here and we're going to move over to there, but by the time I get over to there, we put it in foil, and once you put it in foil, you don't need to smoke it anymore. So we'll just try this. Oops. I'm going to open all my grates, make sure they're all open. They're not quite ready. Okay, it's getting... Some of the coals are still black, but some of them have the white like crust around them. So what we're gonna do is take this up and dump it right on top of this, because we want to get this started here, and then we're gonna put the lid on it. Everything is open. Make sure all the paper is gone. My tongs. Get it all right there. That's why I didn't put the wood right on top of it, because I didn't want it to start my wood yet. I want to get those coals lit. I might drop one on afterwards once I put the meat on and stuff, but we are going to get this on. Close this up, put this on right here, because I'm actually going to put the vent on this side this time, but I'm going to need my probe. Weird. Okay, probe there. This is gonna go over here. Open it up. Plug that probe in. Okay, so I've got my thermometer set up inside. The temperature is set for, I want to cook it at 225, so I have it set at 245. So if it gets above or 245, it's going to let me know it's too hot. Right now it's 90 degrees. So we are going to bring that temperature up to the temperature that I need it. And then we're going to bring the meat out here, put it on, close the grates up to what I have selected last time I did this, and I made little notes and stuff. So I'm hoping, the temperature was a little bit cooler. It wasn't sunny. It was raining. So that all just depends on, everything. It just depends on everything. The temperature, everything changes. So we will be back here in a second. That's not smoke yet. Well, that is smoke, but that's just the coals igniting. We are now at 2:04 and climbing. I'm not sure. It's been about 10 minutes probably. It does take a few minutes to get your grill going. That's why I said open up everything so that you can ignite those ones that are not lit yet. So as soon as we get up to the 225 temperature I want, which we are getting close to it, we'll put our delicious ribs on and that long meat nugget thingy. I don't know what that that is, but it's going to be a piece of jerky when we're done. $2.28 and climbing. And actually, you do want it a little bit higher because we are going to open it up and let some of that heat out. So let's get it open, get our meat on. I put my probe in my meat. I'll show you. I'm going to plug it in right now because my hands are not yucky right now, but they will be. Okay, so plugged in that probe, and my meat temperature says it's 54 degrees. Yeah, that's because, you know, came out of the refrigerator. All right. See my things right there. I'm going to, I got my little tongies, open this up and set some wood on top there. Oh, big piece of meat. Got my probe in the thickest part. I hope I didn't get the bone like I did last time, and I don't think I did because we're going to put that there. This little piece here I've seasoned up. I'm going to try to slide it up underneath that probe. All right. And we're going to get this closed up and bring it back to the 225 temperature. I've got to close those vents, but we'll wait until I bring it back up to temperature. I'm going to go wash my hands really fast. Because in the meantime, you know, it's down to 101. So we'll bring it back up to temperature, and then I'll close up the vents I need to close up. I'm back up to 155 and climbing. And it's smoking. See all that smoke? I think we got our logs going. Little logs going. I got the top closed to 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to close the bottom here completely because I want that smoke to go like this. So it's going to suck in on this side and go up like this. So I'm going to close this one down here to 1/4 of an inch. And use gloves. It could be very hot down there, so use gloves. We had cheeseburgers the other night on this one. Yum. I'm going to close this one up to 1/4 of an inch. And we're going to see what our temperature is going to move to. 186, 188. $192. We're kind of stalled at 208. Once I get to the 225, I want to set my little timer to count how many minutes, and we will go up to 1 hour and 30 minutes. It counts up to 99 minutes, and then we'll reset it. So we need 4 hours of cook time, 2 hours on the grill smoking, and then 2 hours in the foil wrap with apple juice and butter and some honey and brown sugar. Oh, so good. I need to open up those vents down below and get it a little bit hotter. It's about 12:20. I got my timer started. I'm up to 218. I had to open the vent just a little bit more down here below. See, I told you it's a process, a learning process. So this one here is all the way open, and this one on this side is all the way closed. The one on the opposite side over there is open 1/4 of an inch. This one on top is 1/4 of an inch. And you can see it smoking. Applewood. Oh, look, there's a bee. Hi, the bee. I'm trying to get some smoke on. My neighbor's yard. Call it a yard. It's our deck. 2:25 and holding. Yay. It's been about 5 minutes. And we're on our way. We're going to sit back, do our dishes, enjoy our beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Go back to work tomorrow. Easter Sunday, I'm going to my Sunday service. So I go back to work for 1 day, have 1 day off, and go back for work 1 day and have another 4 days off to barbecue. Gosh, I love barbecue season. Look at this. Butterflies, bees. A beautiful yard. Blue skies. Neighbor's yard. There's my blueberry bushes. Oh, you should see the flowers blooming over there. It's gorgeous. We are up to 2:30, which 2:30 is okay. I want it at 2:25, between 2:30, 2:25 and 2:30. So we're gonna close it down now to the little 1/4 of an inch because it wasn't open all the way down there. Let me check the other one. All right, that one was open all the way too. So it's getting ready to smoke again, which means that another piece of wood is going to flame up. So it's going to get hot, not as hot as it was the other day doing that chicken. But we don't want it to, it's 225, and then once the wood ignites, see that smoke, oh yum, I can smell it already. Once that timer, once the wood lights up, it is going to go up a little bit, so you are going to get the ups and downs and stuff, but you want the low to be 225, so when it goes back down, it's going to go back down to 225. Not always easy to barbecue. I think I put my probe in the wrong spot. It was either hitting the bone or something. So it, in 15 minutes, was already up over 100 degrees and stuff. So I stuck it back in. And I'm hoping that I put it in the right spot. But I don't know if I'm going to buy ribs from Safeway anymore. I'm having difficulties with this one. While my ribs are in the barbecue, we are going to make the foil, I don't know what it's called, just like the foil wrap, I guess. And one day I'm going to use actual, not the parchment paper, but the paper and stuff, because foil is not really good for you to use. But right now I've got this heavy duty aluminum foil so it doesn't leak in the barbecue. And I just gotta make sure both pieces are the same size. And we are going to basically fold it. Did I? Fold the little edges down. And I'm watching my temperature while I do this. It's going pretty good. I opened it up. You never should open it up, but I was worried I put my thermometer in my probe in the wrong spot. I thought the temperature was going up too fast, and it actually was probably right, but I don't know. I second guess myself all the time. Okay, so we're gonna just fold this up one more time. And this is what we're gonna use to wrap our I don't know which direction you're supposed to put it on. So we're gonna leave it like this. We'll put some, I usually put it like right about here, some brown sugar, some butter, and a little bit of the seasoning on it. And then you put the ribs down. Oh, and some honey. You put the ribs down, and then you put some more butter on top with some brown sugar and some honey, a little bit of apple juice, and you wrap it up. First, we're going to start with our brown sugar. You're going to sprinkle some on, not too much, because you don't want it dripping out of your foil. Got some really good honey. We're going to drizzle some of that on there. Yum. I love local honey. It's so good. You can sprinkle on some seasonings if you like. I'm going to grab some butter. I got it out of the refrigerator, and my little cheese slicer. You're going to slice up a couple slices to put on the bottom so your ribs don't stick. You don't need too much. If I had one of those little butter squirter thingies that you see on all those barbecue channels, I'm sure I probably wouldn't buy it because it probably has bad ingredients in it. It's been 90 minutes. I just reset my timer because it only goes up to 99 minutes. I went another 30 minutes. It's at 223, the temperature, 151, the meat. 30 more minutes. We are going to wrap it in foil. I showed you guys the foil wrap and all the goodies that I put on top of it. And when I bring the meat in, I'll show you how I put the probe back in it, reset it all for another 2 hours. So we've got 30 more minutes. What a gorgeous day. "30 minutes, so it's been 2 hours now. 224 temperature for the pit, and my meat is at 156, which is not done, obviously, but we're going to wrap it now and put it in our foil. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to unplug this because we are going to open up the pit here away from us. Oh, look at that. Look at my little medallion over there. anyway. Okay, I've got my gloves on here because I'm going to pick this up and just put it on my cutting board. I'm gonna flip this over. I'm just gonna keep cooking this little medallion there. I'm gonna smoke it till it's like, I don't know, I could actually take it off. And those little pieces of smoke or wood, I told you we weren't gonna use them all. I'm just gonna kind of try to get those off because we don't need those. I'm not going to be able to make it. If it smokes a little bit, that's okay because it'll keep smoking that. But we are going to go inside and take that inside and wrap it. But we're going to put the heat back on here. So we got to keep it warm, but I'm going to take these gloves off. This is our meat. This probe is super hot. I forgot to pull it out with my gloves, so we're gonna pull it out here because we need to put it back in after we get it wrapped. So we're gonna set it aside. I'm gonna put this meat on top. Remember which side you had your probe in. And now we are going to put some more butter on. I'm going to turn it this way now. It was a lot harder to cut earlier because it was just out of the refrigerator. I should have put back in the refrigerator because now it's soft. But that's okay. So we are going to put some butter on it. Some brown sugar, some honey, and just a little bit of apple juice. You could use apple cider vinegar if you want. Peach juice. Ooh, peach juice would be really good since I use my peach bourbon. I might have to grab some peach juice from work next time. And the butter, so it doesn't stick to your foil, and so that it just helps give it that nice glaze and stuff. Okay. You don't want too much sugar because I did that once before and it was a sugary mess, let me tell you. First time we did this, we made a big old mess. I put too much sugar, too much apple juice. I think I get better at this every time I do this. This honey came from my sister up in Astoria from Stevenson, Oregon. Stevenson, S-V-E-N-S-E-N, Oregon. S-Y-N-N-O-R-E-N farm. So it's local made honey. I try to support our local honeys. There's a guy that came into our restaurant the other day and gave a jar of honey to one of my coworkers, and I was like, wow, that's a great tip. Do you know how much honey is? And that's local from here. That's good honey. Okay, so we are going to, I haven't put the apple juice on it yet, but I wanted to kind of make a hint before I did that. Now wrap this up. And we don't drink a lot of apple juice in my house. I tried to buy a big thing of it and like freezing it in ice cubes and stuff, which would have worked, but I did that at the end of the summer. So So this time I just bought little Mott's 100% apple juice. My son will probably drink the rest. Whatever I don't use, I'll put it in the refrigerator and he'll drink it, or I can use it next week. And I left this side open. I'm just going to pour a little bit in. And kind of lift it up a bit so that it pours down inside. And then we are going to seal this side up really good. And we are going to go put it back on the grill. But before I put it back on the grill, I am going to, remember when I said you remember where you put your probe in? I forgot. Okay, not that side. I'm gonna put it in right in here. Hope I don't get a bone. And go all the way in. It felt good. It didn't stick to anything. Try not to let the juices get out of there. We're gonna go put this back on the grill, plug it back in, and bring it back up to temperature. Start the timer all over for another 2 hours. My barbecue is right over there. So I forgot to tell you, when you pour in the apple juice, make sure it's room temperature. You don't want to use ice cubes like I was talking about earlier, because you don't want to bring your temperature of your meat back down any. You want to keep it, you want to bring it into your place wherever you're going to wrap it up as fast as you can, and put your whatever ingredients on it, and then wrap it back up and put it on the grill. So right now my grill is, oh, I gotta set my timer, 230 degrees, and my meat is 150. So we are going to restart our timer for 2 hours, and we're gonna bring that temperature up to, pork is 175. I like to bring it to 180 and let it sit there for a little bit on the grill. You can sauce it if you want, or you can just dry rub it like I have right now. Add a little bit more butter and herbs. Oh, you don't need to add anything else to it. It's perfect the way it is. I'm flashing 197. I am up above the 170. I always put it at 180, but my husband was messing with it a little bit. It's a little pork. That's 170, which means it's done. It's 197, and I've kind of had it up at the 190s for about 30 minutes. I'm trying to reach 90 minutes on the timer. I really wanted to go for 2 hours, but it's not gonna go that long. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be too tough, but we're going to pull them off, and I'm going to let them rest a little bit while I'm making the rice and everything. So as soon as it hits 90 minutes, we'll pull off our ribs and bring them inside. I'm going to go get the reveal. I had to put an extra layer underneath because somehow there was a little hole on it. So I'm hoping all my apple juice and everything didn't leak out.
Pretty dry grill.
Oh, hot. Still hot. Been resting for a little, about 5-10 minutes. Look at that. Now you can put it back on the grill if you want. The juices, that's just the apple juice and the butter. And lift this out of here. Get a better grip on it. There we go. Yum. Okay. I think I might let my husband cut this. You want to put it on the grill for a little bit?
There you go.
Oh. These were weird ribs, huh?
No.
No?
No.
They just had a weird line on them of that
Well,
meat. And that was
probably going to hear that a million times on your video, too. He's cutting ribs wrong.
I don't know, but I like it. They're
My
good.
teeth will cut them just fine. And there's your rack of ribs. That's your flippies and ribbies and dibbies and shivvies.
See, now if I would have put it back on the grill, it would have just dried that out a little bit more, the seasoning and stuff. But it's like a saucy.
I think you just need to serve your ribs.
Serve my ribs. I think I need to take a bite of one. Oh, let's do that one. Look at that. There's a smoke ring right there. We're going to take a bite right there. That flavor. I love the bourbon. Peach. Yum. And it's not too spicy this time. Last time I put way too much of that mango habanero on it. It was good, but it's spicy. That mango is really good on it though. Next time I will put them on the grill again. But yum. Rice and asparagus for dinner. Really good.